The Adventures of
Sage the Sunflower by Breelyn
and Gabby Enriquez.
Sage, why do you have green little wings and I have clear ones?
These aren't wings, these are leaves, and on leaves there are stomata that let in carbon dioxide and let out oxygen.
What makes your leaves so green?
In my leaves there are chloroplasts that make my leaf green. These chloroplasts contain the pigment chlorophyll that make my leaves the color that they are. These chloroplasts also create the energy that help me live.
Tell me more.
Inside these chloroplasts there are thylakoids and stroma.
What are thylakoids and stroma?
Thylakoids are tiny little pancake-shaped compartments that take in sunlight to make energy for my body, and the stacks of these thylakoids are called grana.
Thanks, Sage, for telling me about you. How do you get food, Sage, if you don't even eat anything?
It all starts with water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide. I get carbon dioxide from those huge giants. They breathe it out.
No way, but that doesn't explain how you get food.
You didn't let me finish, silly. I also absorb water from the soil when it rains, or those big giants pour it on me.
Those giants are awesome.
They sure are. Then my leaves absorb sunlight, which gives me plenty of energy to make my own food.
Whoa, that's so cool. What happens next?
Once my chloroplasts have water, CO2, and sunlight, they make oxygen and sugar. This gives me the nutrients I need to grow healthy and strong.
So you don't need anything else to grow?
Nope, it's all water, CO2, and sunlight.
That's so awesome. Are you a magician or something?
I'm not a magician, silly. I just have two routines that I follow every day, called the light reaction and the Calvin cycle.
Wow, that sounds awesome. What does the light reaction do?
Well, it takes place inside the thylakoid's membrane. When the sunlight hits the photosystem II, the sunlight's photons excite the electron in photosystem II.
What's next?
Well, when this electron gets to an excited state, it leaves the photosystem II and starts traveling to the photosystem I by the electron transport chain.
Wait, so what happens when there isn't any more electrons in photosystem 2?
I was just going to tell you that. So while the electron is going through the electron transport chain, water is being split.
What happens when the water splits?
This all happens inside the thylakoid called the lumen. An enzyme in the lumen splits a water molecule into two hydrogen ions, two electrons, and an oxygen atom. So the electrons go into the photosystem II, and the oxygen ion bonds with another oxygen ion, forming O2 that will be released in the atmosphere. So anyways, back to the electron. While the electron goes through this chain, the cytochrome complex splits in H plus ions into the lumen, and I will tell you later what happens to the H plus ions. The electron gets through the chain finally and gets to the photosystem I. The electron gets excited again through this photosystem and goes on its way to NADP+, which is then simplified to NADPH. The NADPH electrons are now ready for the use to the Calvin cycle.
So that's it?
Nope, we have a couple more steps. Remember how I was telling you about what happens to the H plus ions?
Yeah, I do. I forgot all about it. Tell me.
So when the H plus ions enter into the lumen, they enter the ATP synthase. This process is called chemiosmosis. As protons move through ATP synthase, ADP is turned into ATP. This overall production of ATP is also known as the process of phosphorylation.
So what happens next?
My next routine is called the dark reaction.
What happens in the dark reaction?
What, are you scared?
No.
I'm just joking around. The dark reaction is called the dark reaction because I don't need light in this stage. This stage is also called the Calvin cycle.
Oh, okay.
So after the light reaction produces ATP and NADPH, these products go into my stroma. That is where the dark reaction or the Calvin cycle takes place.
What's next?
To begin, 3 CO2 molecules are attached to the 3 RBP molecules. An enzyme named Rubisco then catalyzes these molecules and makes an unstable product that immediately splits into 3 carbon compounds called the 3-phosphoglycerate. This then makes CO2 into an organic compound. Using the ATP produced from the light reaction, the 3-phosphoglycerate molecules are phosphorylated to become 1,3-biphosphoglycerate. Next, 6 NADPHs from the light reaction cycle reduce the 1,3-biphosphoglycerate molecules into 6 G3Ps. Only some of these G3Ps turn into glucose, and the rest are reused in the Calvin cycle.
Sage, you are so awesome. Thanks for being such a great teacher.
Next time we get together, I want to learn more about you.
Yeah, bye, Sage.
Bye, Barry.